Last time on Jemjammer, our heroes breathed a sigh of relief as Max was exonerated and Juliana named a citizen. Dowager Empress Claudia Volcarin visited and gave Jill her golden sash, and then everyone was whisked away for 2 days of primping and pampering. Princess Antonia bailed up Artie and Wynne in a dressing room and asked to be told about Jill. Immediately they dished the goods and then started on Antonia's socioeconomic re-education. Meanwhile, Max similarly bailed up Jill in her own fitting room, pressured her into healing herself, and agreed to tell her everything about his role in the rebellion. What was Max doing in the time he was missing? What will Antonia learn from her time with the Shore Party? And will we ever get to the ball scene? Find out now on Jemjammer.
God, we fucking better.
Where we left off, it's the morning of the 24th. Wynne and Arturos are, at present, in a fitting room educating young Antonia Volcarin on socioeconomic theory, completely ignoring that Antonia had said something about Max claiming he married Jill because he, quote, was madly in love with her.
I'm still mad.
I don't know that we forgot in as much as, yeah, that seems right. Anyway, moving forward.
God damn it. Motherfucker.
Hey, I didn't say forgot, I said ignoring.
Oh, okay, fair. I thought you said forgotten. I just had to clarify.
We are completely ignoring that.
Yeah, you are. You bastards.
You're welcome, Jill.
I hate it. I hate it so much. How dare you?
That's what we're here for.
God damn it.
Meanwhile, Max and Juliana are currently alone in a fitting room. Max has just pressured Jill into healing her concussion and internal bleeding.
Yeah, what terrible peer pressure that was.
I know, he really had to twist her arm on this one.
He kind of did, yes, almost literally.
And Max has just promised to tell her everything about a contact he was seeing from the rebellion at the party tonight. At this point, I think Max is kneeling in front of Jill.
Yeah, I think that's where we left off.
Hold on one sec. And he goes to the door, and he opens it and pops his head out, and you hear him say something about bringing water. There's a sound of someone bustling away, and then he comes back, and he says, to the empty room, Sybil, you can go now.
What?
And Sybil just steps out of a corner.
Juliana reflexively, crosses her arms over her chest, which is not exposed at all, but she is in a state of undress.
My lady, I'm very sorry.
Sybil!
It's part of the job.
You could have said something!
Sybil shrugs and says, I thought you knew.
Why would I know? Why would I know that? Who are you supposed to be guarding?
You, my lady.
What? No, aren't you his? She points at Max.
Max shrugs and says, it's my fault, I sent her.
You!
My lady, I just walked in, I thought you saw me, I apologize.
Fine.
From a game mechanic perspective, that happened because Sybil's passive stealth is higher than Jill's passive perception.
Uh-huh.
So Sybil bows low and walks out. As she does so, through the open door, a servant walks in with a tray. It has a decanter of chilled water and a couple of brass cups, and the servant places them by the door, fills up the cups, bows, and leaves. Max brings the water over and says, can I sit with you?
She will scoot over.
Gods, where do I even start?
Well, the last time I saw you before Artemisia was you were catching a ship. You were leaving the ship to catch a different ship that would take you towards here, I guess?
Right.
And sometime between then and she counts on her fingers, I think it was a couple of months. I think a couple of months later, I'd have to check my journal. There was that scrying bit. Oh, right. You don't have any protection against scrying, do you?
No, I don't.
Okay, well, I've got a couple of medallions for protection against scrying in my bag.
You scryed on me?
I didn't scry on you. Wynne asked a cleric we met to scry on you.
I see. What did you see?
Let's see. It was. We were guessing after talking to the captain that it may have been in some ruins underground. There was a military looking guy and a woman in a looked like it was like maybe like a dancer's outfit or like a dress or something. And you guys were talking about smuggling weapons into the city.
Yeah, no, that sounds about right.
Okay.
All right, I'll start from the start and tell you what happened.
Uh-huh. She looks skeptical.
He basically drains his cup, places it on the floor, and starts wringing his hands as he speaks. He says, well, right now, you've doubtless picked up that Vodon is in a state of civil war.
Yeah, I kind of picked up on that. Interesting how you never mentioned civil war, just rebellion or something. Those are kind of different classes of fuck-ups.
Well, the difference between a rebellion and a civil war is whether or not they're separatists.
Uh-huh.
And even then, it's not always that simple. So, there are a couple of fronts to the north, which have the Royal Legionnaires on one side and rebels on the far side. They call themselves Vodon's Promise.
The rebels do?
The rebels do.
Okay, sure. Vodon's promise.
The rebels are claiming they want to overthrow the monarchy and destroy class disparity, and
Okay.
that and he gesticulates, a better Vodon is a promise they all have to make to each other, hence the name.
Okay, I mean, that's pretty loosely defined, but it's not a terrible idea up front.
Yeah, the front lines are a bit of a stalemate right now. It's mostly skirmishes these days, but the advisors are saying that's not going to last. The Royal Army's barely holding the line. The rebels have local support and they know the
Really?
terrain. Yeah. They reckon that by winter the line will be pushed all the way back to the city.
Oh, y'all are getting fucked up from guerrilla warfare, huh?
It's pretty rough.
Yeah.
But what most of the nobles don't know is the war isn't just going on to the north. There is a separate front right here under our feet.
Mm-hmm. Like literally, or...
No, literally under our feet. The Promise are maneuvering in the Undercity. They're trying to undermine the monarchy and eventually overthrow it. They're moving supplies and weapons. They're giving arms to the poorer citizens. Alms and arms.
Okay.
Both. And in return, the people are sheltering them and hiding them. There are Legionnaire patrols down in the Undercity all the time now, raiding stashes and collapsing tunnels and stuff like that.
I mean, it's a pretty good narrative to work off of. Huh. Are they the ones who actually killed your dad?
Who, the Promise?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I don't think they have anyone in the upper echelons of the palace yet.
But you're not sure.
Well, I don't think they are, and this is why. I found them through my pirate contacts here, and I joined them because I needed their help. I could see the way the wind was blowing, and I figured it wouldn't be long before my family was put to the sword. So I decided to get in early.
Mm-hmm.
I went to them and told them that I wanted to get my family out, and they didn't believe me at first. So, they locked me up and beat me and interrogated me, all that fun stuff.
She starts sitting upright. They what?
What would you do if your worst enemy in the entire world came to you and claimed something ridiculous?
I'd probably use a zone of truth, not torture.
Max shrugs and says, assume you don't have access to magic.
How the fuck would I not have access to magic? You can buy you can buy scrolls for that.
Max says, well, that is what they did.
Okay, cool. Torture doesn't actually lead to any useful interrogation techniques. It just means that people will eventually say what you want them to say.
Juliana, they didn't want the truth. They wanted to hurt a royal family member.
Her eyes narrow. So that stopped eventually?
Well, yes. Eventually they believed me. I said that I didn't want to be emperor. I just wanted to get my family out, and I said I'd do anything they asked me to prove it.
And how did they eventually decide to believe you?
Well, mostly I got the shit work. They had me haul supplies from the outside of the city through the muck of the sewers.
Uh-huh.
And that went well until our supply party got jumped by legionnaires.
Juliana thinks back to a couple of sendings that have happened in the last 6 months. Uh-huh.
And I killed them all. The Promise realized that I meant it. When the other survivors of that raid vouched for me, I was given a patrol squad of my own. And we ran counter raids, mostly ambushed legionnaires in the tunnels. It went pretty well, so to speak. I got myself in close to the Promise, and the legionnaires were not happy with me. There was more. He shuts his eyes and flexes his hands, and he says, Jill, I did some very bad things to make them trust me.
Jill knows that he definitely should have said Juliana, but decides to not say anything about it at the moment. What she does do, though, I think, is her fingers creep towards his, but she's not touching him yet.
His eyes flick open, and he stills his hands, and he looks at her, and he says, Sorry, I don't want to remember their faces. Let's move on.
Okay.
Eventually, we worked some stuff out. We hatched a plan. I spoke with the leadership. I'll go get myself crowned. Then I'll elevate Vodon's Promise to a legitimate political party. That's a start. Depending on what we need, I'll then possibly destabilize the monarchy from the inside so they can sweep in and, he makes quote fingers with his hands, coup me and tear it all down. And in return, they give me a ship and a crew. And me, I get to grab my parents and Andy and slip away.
Except either they got tired of waiting or some other element cocked this up, huh?
That's what I think, because everything was going according to plan. It was difficult at first. We had to go through the crime cabals, and working with them was such a chore. But they got me back above ground to stage a respectable return where I wasn't all dressed in rags and covered in dirt.
How did that end up working anyway, that they welcomed you back with open arms? Like, what did you even do?
I played the role of the returning son.
What's the cover story? What do they think you've been doing for, what, like a decade?
I just told them I went to see my fortune. I didn't come up with an elaborate story.
Okay. Now, how long did they assume you were missing in action or dead?
I don't think they ever did.
Really? Because honestly, I figure if it were me, I'd just after a certain amount of time, I'd just declare the heir legally dead so that I could start training up the spare in his stead.
He shrugs and says, You'd have to ask my mother. Well, my father.
Sidebar on that, what was he doing? 'Cause you've said some ominous shit about some plans that he had or something. Antonia made it sound like you guys were arguing a lot.
Oh, you know my father.
I don't. I have never known your father because he's a corpse.
So you don't know anything about my father's policies or anything?
She spreads her hands. 8 months ago, I hadn't never left my planet, and we're on the complete other side of wild space from my sphere.
Right, sure.
Remember how, 6 months ago, you had to explain politics to us, and you did it in the form of a really, vague story about your great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandpa? You didn't really touch on current events.
I don't really remember that, no. I feel like I wasn't there.
In a lot of ways, you weren't.
He says, well, look at it this way. My father was a Volcarian apologist.
Okay.
He was of the idea that maybe Vidoni space should expand again.
Oh. Okay. Is that part of the reason that those Fedoni were at the White Manor when we were lifting that cutlass? Because you made it sound like they were maybe scrounging around for magical artifacts. Is that part of that?
Max thinks for a moment and says, I actually have no idea at all what they were doing there.
Hmm.
That is another mystery.
Okay. So, your dad was an apologist for what I'm gathering is one of history's greatest monsters. Okay.
Something like
Yeah.
that. And we would argue about that. So, when he was killed, everyone assumed Max disagrees with him. Clearly, Max killed him.
Mm-hmm.
That was when our plans went to shit. Juliana, we weren't supposed to get the gods involved. This wasn't supposed to be like a really big succession. It was supposed to be about as low-key as something like this can get, not with me changing history and bringing back ancient traditions of succession and regicide and stuff. I'll bet the Promise are furious with me right now.
Yeah, because you kind of went off script and then invoked an ancient rite of succession that involves murder being totally cool as long as you can fuck somebody.
So tonight, I'm going to go to my contact and I'm going to beg them to keep me in the loop and try to convince them that this is all just a big mistake and this succession thing is me trying to keep my head and our plans on track after the unexpected death of my father, and to hope like crazy that they aren't going to start going behind my back. And look, I'll bet they're all ready to go with like a surprise coup that I'm not warned about.
Okay, so the best path to keeping you alive right now is staying on their good side right now.
Basically.
Okay, and who's the contact, and how do we get on their good side?
Well, the contact will approach me. I don't know exactly who it is.
You don't?
Well, no, they change.
But how do you know it's them?
We have code words.
Oh, is this a thieves' camp thing?
Something like that.
Where you guys start talking about, like, food? Like street food?
Something like that. The contact will approach me and we'll identify each other and then meet later.
Okay. And what do you need me to do?
Juliana, this is where we have to make a choice. And this is why I'm telling you about this. Because you want to be given choices, right? You want to be able to choose whether you're a part of this, right?
Mostly, I just want you to not make any choices for me.
Exactly. So here's the choice. Do you want to be someone who is in on this? Or someone who is out of the loop? Do you want to be introduced as my partner in the endeavor? Or do you want to be just someone whom they believe I'm stringing along gleefully without any knowledge of it?
She frowns, she leans back. What do you think, honestly?
I think you would want to be a part of this.
She lifts her eyebrows, kind of mouth a thin line, and gives him a curt nod. Yep.
That's what I was afraid of.
Yeah, unfortunately, she taps the armband. We don't really have much of an option there. Promise the gods.
That we did. Equal in all things.
Yep. Also, I kind of have to keep you alive.
That is the condition of our agreement, yes?
Yeah. That's part of it.
What are you not saying?
I don't think she'll answer that.
Well, for tonight, no matter what the contact says, you have to be on their side. Don't give them any reason to think that you are opposing them, because if you're not with them, you're with the royal family.
They seriously don't see any third side to this.
He says, of course not. They're a rebellion.
Mm.
It's a peasant revolt. If you're not with them, you're with the royal family. There's no middle ground.
All right, I will do my best.
Thank you.
Also, though, where's your dad buried?
Hey, I don't want to be a creep, but like, where's your dad's dead body?
You know, normal questions.
I think after your measurements are taken, you get bustled to a room where Win and Artie are just seeing off the princess.
Like, as in we pass each other in the fitting room?
I think you pass Antonia, but you actually would get shuffled to the same room as the other two because it's time for a fashion show, you guys.
Ooh.
Nice.
Hello, Jill.
Hey, was that the princess?
Yeah, that was her.
She was just talking about stuff.
She wanted to get gossip about you.
What?
Are we supposed to tell her that?
We already told her everything. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
What about?
She wanted to know what you were like.
Huh. You guys didn't say anything too embarrassing, did you?
Embarrassing to you or embarrassing to the average person?
Yeah, which...
I don't know.
Are we the average person?
You're not the average person.
Okay.
I think you would be horrified by us complimenting you once, so yes, it would be embarrassing to you.
You did what?
We complimented you quite a bit.
No!
We said so many good things.
No!
We said so many good things, Jill.
No! You were supposed
Just
to tell
a
her I was
giant
piece
pile
of
of
shit!
good things. We
No!
didn't do that, Jill.
We didn't do that
Jill,
at
we
all.
said so many nice things to you about
No!
you.
In fact, we only said that her brother was a piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
No!
And therefore, you looked even better in her eyes.
Mhm.
No! No! How dare you? What? No!
We then taught her
no.
that
It's true.
we then taught her that servants are people, and that maybe monarchy isn't the answer to things.
Okay, well that part sounds fine.
Yeah, we complimented you quite a lot, Jill.
Ah.
She even said herself that you were so pretty.
What?
Mhm.
No! She thinks it pretty? She thinks it pretty? No!
She thinks pretty. She thinks you're pretty,
Oh,
and
no.
she thinks you're nice, and she thinks that you're very kind.
Oh, no. Oh, that's like kind of my little sister now. Oh, no.
Mm-hmm. And now she's going to look up to you.
No, she's such a baby.
You're welcome.
How could you do this to me? Me, your friend.
That's
Very
what friends
easily.
are for.
No.
How has your fitting day been?
I have a lot to fill you guys in on what His Highness has been up to.
As in your husband?
Yes, my husband. And she will just give them a rundown of all the stuff that Max just told her.
Wayne goes, huh.
And then, okay, but like, he regrews, they tortured him? They tortured him. Are you kidding me? They tortured him?
I will say, I don't think it was right, but to keep in mind that the average person can earn maybe 1 gold a year.
Okay, sure. Yeah, what does
Which
that have to
means
do?
that
What does that have to
getting-
do with torture?
It means that getting a zone of truth would cost them far more than the 5,000 we could buy if we went shopping right now.
I doubt they were working through legal channels.
I doubt they were working through legal channels either, which, speaking from experience, means it's more expensive.
Still, you're telling me there's no, they wouldn't have like any clerics among them? I mean, come on.
I mean, you're the one who's learned that even the fanciest cleric up north is way weaker than you.
Zone of Truth is like a second. I'm looking it up right now. Hold on.
I think
Second
it's
level,
first
you're right.
level.
Zone of Truth is like a
second level.
second level spell.
Right?
Bards and paladins can learn it too. You're telling me they don't have any bards that can cast 3rd level magic? Come on. Everybody needs a little song and dance.
Turns out, most people are scrubs.
Turns out most people are scrubs. Very few people get beyond the scrub zone. That
That
said, I still don't think the torture is the right answer to this, but
See, that's what I said. Yes, because torture doesn't actually produce any like truth.
Correct.
It's just someone being grrr.
correct.
And now I have to not kill them? I have to not kill them. I have to pretend to be nice to them? I don't like that.
Yeah, the thing about most war leaders, they don't actually care about the truth.
They knocked his teeth out. He had to regrow his teeth. I am going to
Yeah.
do a crime.
I have to
on
regrow
somebody.
my teeth.
Okay. Magic, people.
Don't you have like 20 layers of teeth, Artie?
Not Tritons.
I mean,
have
they go
to...
all the time.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, no, we only get one. We only get like baby teeth and adult teeth.
And that's why I have a molar missing in the back of my mouth.
Right.
God,
That's why when she smiles like that, you see that little flash of gold back there.
I thought that was just to be pretty.
No, it's just because I have a missing tooth from when I got into a bar fight when I was a young elf of 120.
Terrible. I'm just. How dare they fucking how dare they fucking touch him? I am going to kill them.
Oh, you seem awfully mad for a wife who's not actually a wife.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to be a wife to want to murder people who do torture.
Correct, but I think what Artie is pointing out is that you seem more angry that they did it to him specifically.
When Shilwyn, you know it's complicated.
Wynn just smiles.
Is it though?
Yes, it is, because okay. Look, we all know that I have a fucking crush, but that was also before he decided to strong arm me into marrying him. So we're still figuring out whether or not that one's worth my time or not.
Yeah, that is still bullshit. He should have married me. So rude.
Yeah, honestly, you at least have the background for that.
At least we know he married you for love.
No, we know he married me so that he wouldn't die. You were there.
No, he could have married anybody.
He could have married anybody at that point, but he chose the person that he loves.
He didn't choose me. He told them it was me because
He could have
my
said Artie.
God said to.
He could have said Artie.
He could have said me. He could have said a lot of different pirate ladies. Oh,
A God literally
pirate
told him that I
ladies.
would do it.
Mm-hmm. And why do you think
My
the
God
told
literally
him?
said more words than she's ever said to anyone else in 1,000 years that I would do it.
Perhaps it's because she knew that he loves you.
He does not. Why would you even think that?
We might have been told.
Told by whom?
You know,
I mean, who else came through here?
who else came through here to talk to us and gossip?
Her head whips around to the door, then back. Antonia?
Sybil, obviously.
Right, no, that would actually be very funny if Sybil was there. just like doing her nails.
Actually, I think she is sitting beside the door. You didn't hear her come in. She is reading some kind of newspaper.
Great, then Juliana's head whips around. Ah! She does a whole body startle. Sybil!
Yes, my lady?
You have to say hello sometimes.
You don't have to say hello if you don't want to, Sybil.
She looks back around. Sybil told you that?
No.
Antonia?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Where the hell did she get that idea?
She started
Oh,
by
I don't
asking us how you
know.
can tell if you're in love because a brother has admitted that he's in love.
No. Okay, great. Well, great. I'm just going to have to grill him on why the hell he would tell his sister that. That's cool, that's fine, that's normal. How long has Sybil been in here?
I think since you walked in. Is that right, Sybil?
I followed your highness in, yes.
There we go.
Juliana freezes, turns around. Was any of that information a surprise to you?
Sybil, you're cool, right?
I understand that nobles have complex relationships.
Complex relationships that do not get gossiped about outside of this room, yes?
I haven't heard anything to gossip.
Sweet. Sybil's cool.
Sybil is cool, says Wynn.
Note to self, give Sybil tea.
Sybil, for real, can I trust you on this?
Sybil stands up and she walks over and says, Miss Juliana, I've got your back.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, thank you. Fuck. Okay, that worked. I was going to probably badger Max until we talk to you anyway. Okay, cool.
She bows a little and says, "Is it okay if I go back to definitely not listening to you anymore? Hearing nothing that goes on in this room?"
Absolutely. Have at it.
The tailors will return soon with your outfits, so it needs to look correct.
Yeah, sure. Right. Clothing. Hi. Right. Oh my goddess, there's a party coming up tonight.
There sure is.
I forgot. Boy, I hope I remember my dance steps.
I believe in you.
When you remember, you know some of like the semi-formal dances around the Stormhaven area, like the greater Stormhaven area, right?
Of course. Do you want to practice?
Yeah. Could we just go through a couple of the basic ones? Just I could use a refresher.
Yep. I can either prestidigitate or Artie, can you sing a song in 3/4?
Can you count in 3/4?
Can you count to 3/4? Can you go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, things like that?
Sure, I can do that.
Thank you, Artie.
1, 2,
Awesome.
3.
I say this assuming that you usually lead.
Yeah, Wynn steps forward, takes the lead position, and makes sure that Jill has her hands correctly. What dance would you like to start with? Shall we start with a waltz? You know, the most simple one?
Yeah, because I mean, a lot of shit's probably going to be based off of that. They can't be too far off musically, right?
Correct. It's probably that or 4/4, so we'll just do the basic 2 steps there. At least a lot of this will be on Max taking the lead position and sort of shoving you around.
Like, they kind of taught me a bunch of basic stuff at the convent, and I assume they've already started moving at this point. Like,
absolutely.
Just so I don't make a total ass of myself if I ever had to, do anything for a noble or something.
She nods her head. I learned so that I could be cacophony.
You know what? That makes a lot of sense. You know what? I'm gonna do an acrobatics check.
Artie's just in the background going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
That's a 9, so I step on your feet a couple of times.
That's fine. Let's see how good I can make you look. 24, you look good.
Oh, atta girl. Or I guess is dancing, do you think that's acrobatics or performance?
I think it could be either, depending on like I feel like with Jill, she's focusing more on just getting it right, so it's probably acrobatics.
Yeah.
Whereas Wynn, in most circumstances, is probably trying to put on a show with it or guide everything, so it'd probably be more performance.
I like that.
So go through a few dances. She'll remind her about the quadrille. She'll say, maybe we can get them into doing some town dances, so that way we can just kind of do a step, double kick, and things like that, and that way everybody is more
I mean, it's a
individual.
party. There's gotta be some of that, right? For mixing?
Right, you'd think.
Artie would probably start doing a body, like, sailor song.
Yes, says Wynn. And starts doing
Alright, so
jig.
long as it's in the right time signature, let's go for it.
Something about drinking, something about banging ladies at ports, fair maidens.
Most are in 4/4.
I mean, that's what
works.
most of them are, yeah.
Exactly.
I got the clap from a lady in town, and by God, I'd do it again. Except for the times when I got the clap from my fellow sailor.
I got the clap from the lady in town, and I gave it to my bosun.
Yeah, that's pretty much what most of them are. In fact, Juliana knows some dirty shanties. I've said that before somewhere. Yeah. So Juliana probably starts chiming in with some other dirty shanties that she knows.
Artie will then also try and dance, because listen, dancing outside of the water is probably hard.
Almost certainly.
It requires a different set of skills.
Also, it's not as much on the Z-axis, because there's not as much depth going up and down.
Which is just weird. You can see he wants to do a backflip.
Yeah.
But then he's like, wait, no. Other people will be close to me.
Which is why it's good that you have Pegasus boots.
Yeah, it helps counter all that pesky gravity.
Okay, so we do some dance refreshers that end up turning into body shanty dancing for a little while.
Which do you think is funnier? That everyone quietly rushes into position by the time the tailors return with dresses for you to try on? Or that they come in and catch you doing them?
That depends on whether or not they start clapping along.
I don't think they'd clap along, no.
I think they'd be horrified.
It's cool. She's my handmaiden. We're holding hands.
She was her handmaiden.
Oh my god, she was
Are you the liege lord or the handmaiden?
The Jill Wynn shippers this is going to be a field day for them.
Especially because Wynn has that super good lesbian mullet now.
Lesbian mullet, baby!
So eventually, the tailors come back, and whether or not they catch you is entirely dependent on what you think is funnier.
I think them catching us is funnier.
Yeah.
Sure. And so they come in, and you turn at the end of your...
Jilliana's in the middle of singing Friggin' and the Riggin', so like, from too much masturbation.
And
Hi.
there is a very well-dressed tailor and two young maids, each of whom couldn't be any older than 16, just staring in sheer horror.
Juliana's mouth is open.
Hello. And Wynn, of course, was going in for a dip with Jill. She casually scoops Jill up. Well, sort of. She has no arm strength.
Oh, great. Yeah, so Juliana's staring at the door with her head upside down.
Hang on, I need to roll something real quick. Oh, man. Sybil, rolling a 1 on her intelligence check, stands up and claps enthusiastically and says, "That was a wonderful performance of your native heritage dance, my lady. Thank you for the demonstration."
"Thank you, Sybil, for watching our lady show off her grace," says Wynn casually, and then steps back and lets Jill right herself.
Yeah, I feel like no. I think it's funnier if you like just pull her upright and just like set her down, kind of like pat her shoulders a little.
Her shoulder a little bit.
Brush
I
some
think that
dust
has
off.
to do. Would have to do a strength check for that one.
Hello. How are you guys doing?
Your Highness, are you ready to try on the outfits we have for you?
She snaps her fingers and points. Yes.
Wonderful.
Probably what we end up doing then is a lot of like laying fabrics over our arms and stuff, looking at skin tone, trying out a couple of things. There's definitely some selection of jewelry.
For sure.
What do you guys think?
Oh yeah, there's like spreads of bangles and baubles and thingamajigs.
Who's it's and
what's its galore?
So do you all want to fast forward to the evening then? Or do you want to... Is there anything else you want to do during the day? Because it's still fairly early in the morning.
I don't know, I mean, I don't really want to do any specific scenes, but what do you guys think we do?
So, the party's that evening. Normally what happens whenever there's a party, at least in my experience, is you get, like, gussied up, you get your nails did and all that stuff in the morning. And then the rest of the day is just kind of awkwardly sitting around trying hard not to break a nail.
Oh, yeah. Like, in sweats and stuff, you've got all your nails did, but you're just kind of like trying to daintily eat snacks. We've probably got chopsticks for a whole bunch of snacks, so we don't have to use our fingers.
You are desperately trying not to break or smudge anything, and just kind of, I can do this. I can entertain myself without moving much.
Oh, what if we take turns going around and like reading smut out loud to each other?
Yes, I'm in.
Perfect.
Like, maybe we've got, like, a choose-your-own-adventure book sitting around or something, so we all pass around, like, the options that we choose.
Choose your own adventure, smut. Do you go for the butts or the boobs?
There is actually 2 books like that. I think there's 2 now.
Surprised. This is so not surprising.
Her lady's choosing. It's a Regency-era, like, choose-your-own-smut.
We should do a book club here.
Oh... Yeah, we should record a book club and you can play Sybil.
Oh my god, yes! Oh, excellent. I'm so here for this.
Yeah, let's do a dressing room book club.
I think after all that, Sybil is a little bit dazed by it. She was not ready for everyone to be so enthusiastic about pornography.
What? She sat in on a book club before.
Did she?
She did. She sat in on the Max that Max was at.
No, the gun one,
Wasn't that
Bondar sat in on
Ah.
that one.
And
right.
Sybil was in the background, yeah.
In that case, how would Sybil be?
The question is whether or not she comments and is more involved despite herself.
I think she would be this time.
Excellent.
Because you're all friends now.
Yeah. This is what friends do. They read horrible smut together to pass the time.
In that case, I think Sybil would be a little bit flushed and a little bit... She'd have a bit of a contact high from it, I think. So she'd be a little more relaxed before a different guard would walk in and Sybil would snap to attention and all that joy you saw on her face a moment ago would be gone.
Damn.
And then the tailors and dressers and ladies in waiting would come in and get everyone dressed up because it is time for the ball.
Hell yeah.
You'd all be gussied up in your finery and then led outside out of your small manor, so to speak. It's basically a manor, even though it is just temporary lodgings.
Kind of like is it like a suite of rooms, or it's like one of those really fancy guest houses?
Something like a fancy guest house, yeah.
Hmm.
As you go out, Arturos, you in particular would be given something by the tailor in your outfit, and that is a jeweled scabbard with no sword in it.
Okay. Why you give me this?
And the tailor says, "Apologies, sir. No weapons are allowed at the party, but it's customary to wear the scabbard of your weapon instead."
Well, I usually do a long stick.
The tailor snorts and says, "Sir, there's no need for peasant weaponry now. You can have a proper armament. Or at least, an indication of." And he gives you a sly wink.
I also do a gun. I don't think that would fit in the scabbard, though.
The weapon itself is not important, sir. Just that you're wearing its holster.
Wynn leans over, pats Artie's shoulder, and then whispers, "If we need to, you can just hit people with the scabbard."
Oh, that's true. Okay. I guess. Weirdos.
The servant, the tailor, does not react to you calling him a weirdo. I imagine you're all shuffled out eventually to the coach house, and there is the very fine carriage. There is the very fine
The
carriage.
Is it
Yeah,
is
that's
it
until
shaped and
midnight.
colored like a cabbage?
It was a pumpkin, now it's a cabbage. Different fairy tale.
Jill is going to try to walk through as she gets to the carriage, like from the dressing room to the carriage, she's going to try to essentially purposefully walk like chin high, shoulders back. It's going to be sort of practice to try and walk like she, means business.
I remember, think murder.
I'm really good at thinking murder.
Every servant you walk past curtsies to you or bows to you.
She is trying to keep her eyes forward.
Mm-hmm. When you approach the coach, there are a couple of guards there, and of course, Sybil. She sees you approach and opens the door for you, and once you climb in, she closes the door and climbs up on top. Now, it's a fairly short ride to the palace. It's only a couple of miles. But every now and then, as you rumble over the roads, you have to remind yourself that this is, in fact, a palace. Because it looks like a crystalline cliff face reaching into the sky, filling most of your vision. The party is being held on the southernmost gate. That means you have to circle down south around it, and that means your road has that crystal wall on your left stretching into the distance in front and above you. You're still at least half a mile out from it too. You're following a line of stone watchtowers, and that means even with these watchtowers, this monolith, this enormous thing fills that space.
So people mostly live on the bottom of this, I think they said. Do they not have any windows at all?
Or are the crystals windows?
I mean, I'd hope it would let some light in, right? Because otherwise, they're basically just living in a really fancy cave.
Yeah?
When you think about it, that's all it is, isn't it? Just a glorified cave.
I mean, aren't most castles fancy caves?
I mean, if there aren't any windows.
I mean, most have windows, right? I mean, did yours have windows?
Yeah, we grew them.
That's fair.
I mean, at the very least, you'd probably have, I know a lot of our buildings, even if they didn't have, sun windows would at least have like archer slits.
Olivet loved stained glass windows.
Oh yeah?
I would think it'd get really, really hot in here.
Oh, I bet it's awful during the heats of summer and things like that. Do they have summer here?
It's the middle of summer right now. Have you noticed how hot it is? This is summer.
Yeah. I don't know if this is summer or if this is like a hot winter.
No, this is summer. It's got that like, right? Is it a dry heat? I forget, Anna.
It's a humid heat.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because you're at the ocean.
Ah.
the kind that makes you feel like you're just dying all the time because it's just water on your face.
Go outside and you can cut the air with a butter knife.
That's what we get for being a species that relies on evaporation for cooling.
More fools us.
Actually, could I get everyone to make insight checks for me, please, as you go along this way?
25.
12!
12 as well!
Okay.
Double what they had.
Well, alright, so Win and Artie with a 12. First, it's a relief to see grass again this evening. There's grass stretching for miles forward and behind you, almost all the way up to the palace, and as far as you can see out to your right and front. This is the most open space you've been in since the plains of Three Rivers Island on Taphos, which was nearly 2 months ago. Since then, you've been in the forests and mountains of Easheim, you've been in the precarious towers of Shan, the mushroom forests of Artemisia, and the stone high-rises of the rest of Volcaris. But here, you can see the horizon, and it's hazy and flat. In this crammed, stacked city of towers, these miles of open space say more about wealth than anything else you've seen here. Smoke from the city limits your view, and you can't see the towers from here in the distance. But maybe that's what it's like to be a noble, never having to see anything but the horizon, because the smog blocks it out.
Dreary.
Now, Jilliana, with a 25, you notice this, but you also notice something extra, and it's that how they must have built this place. The plains are grassy, but this city was raised from the earth and is made of stone. Each place there is grass and trees must have been either dirt carried here by cart or dirt transmuted from stone, and then all that greenery meticulously planted and grown here. And you look around and realize that in these open areas, you're passing two types of buildings. Most are the same smooth stone that was raised and sculpted by the gods 1,000 years ago. It's standing strong, worn a little, stained by smog. But there are a few wooden structures here too that must have been added later. Any building made of stone is inhabited incidentally, but any building made of wood is built intentionally to fill a need. And you realize, as you reach the southern end of the palace, you approach its gatehouse, which is also made of wood. There are lots of things made of wood at the base of the crystal cliffs. You've got shacks and stables and outbuildings and a couple of guest rooms and manors that are large to you but dwarfed by the palace. None of these things were here when Volcaris had this place raised. Timber must be a luxury here.
Which makes me wonder if any of that big park is a lumberyard. Because, like, what I'm looking at from the city map, and I assume that's what we've been passing as well, is that, like, there is an entire wedge of this spiderweb city, an entire cordon that is just, like, looks like a park.
More or less, basically. There is a section that looks wooded.
Yeah, it looks like fuck. What's the Central Park?
Yeah, it feels safe to assume that looking at that map that is where a lot of the city's greenery comes from, that one wedge.
Mm-hmm.
You pull up at the gatehouse. It looked tiny compared to the crystal wall, the crystal cliffs, but in contrast, now that you're up close, it is huge. There's this row of horse-drawn carriages here, but when your carriage arrives, they all pull to the side and make way. You can see faint faces poking, like, in carriage windows, peeping through lace curtains. Sybil dismounts from the outside of the carriage. Guards and valets approach, and she hands one of them a scroll. He very theatrically opens it, reads it, closes it, and then he draws a curved dagger from his belt, and he places it point down over his chest. So not pointing into his chest, the point is facing down towards the ground. Sybil returns the salute, is what you think it is, with her own dagger. Then each of them sheath their weapons, and she walks over to the carriage and opens the door for you. And she whispers as you get out, "You don't have to return the salute."
So I don't have to, or should I? Should I or should I not?
Don't.
Okay.
As you get out, the guard says, "Your Highness, welcome." And footmen rush up to you and assist you all with getting out. Now, as you debark, you notice two things. First, the smell hits you. It's the first truly fresh air that you've smelled since getting here. It smells nice and cool. There's a hint of some kind of lemony scent on the wind too. It seems to be coming from the standing torches that are scattered around the area. The second thing you notice is that all the guards, there are several of them, most of them are at each of the carriage, they're also standing and saluting with their daggers pointed down at the ground like the first one, except for the guard who is, assisting you all with getting out. You notice that their daggers were curved, but Sybil's was straight. And as you start to head towards the palace, the guard says, "Your Highness, your husband is waiting inside."
Juliana is very tense this whole time and nods and says a little, "Good. Thank you."
The guard salutes again. He doesn't bother drawing his dagger this time. He just places his hand where it would be, over his chest, and then puts it down again. You walk up through the gatehouse and guards wave you in, and then they open big metal doors, and you step inside into a foyer. The smell changes. It's from lemony to that of kind of a spiced incense. Standing there in the foyer is a man with his back to you, and as you walk in, he turns around, and it's Max. Annie, I believe you are going to tell me how he is dressed.
Yeah, okay. So I have something for this. I have something for Max, I have something for Jill, so their outfits are at least kind of coordinated.
Oh, very good.
So, I designed both of these outfits with Elliot Lange, friend of the show. For Max, I did an initial sketch, he cleaned up and colored and refined it, and we kind of bounced ideas back and forth. Max's outfit looks regal, refined, but it's got like a military dress uniform feel to it. It's based on the kinds of embroidered folk clothing that you get around the Greek coast and the Cretan area, as well as the traditional uniform of the, I believe it's Evzones soldiers. So we're still like in the Mediterranean, but it's further north from where Jill's look is sourced from and further east from Vodon's sort of Rome aesthetic. This isn't going to be quite as detailed as Jill's look, but...
Go for it.
Max looks dashing as hell. All of the fabric is just very nice. It's obviously just very, very high quality materials. He's wearing a white shirt with a low collar. It's kind of like a mandarin collar with red embroidered edges. Over that is a blue waistcoat, similar to the Greek vermeli. It's the same deep blue of the royal family. It's got gold leafy patterns embroidered along the pieces. There's red diamonds embroidered around the hem. That waistcoat has these long open sleeves connected with ties along the shoulder that button at the wrists. They almost look like kind of in the same way that chaps fit over pants. They're the same deep blue with gold and red embroidery. The waistcoat hits high on him to emphasize the wide gold sash around his waist, with the ends tied over one hip. He's wearing white pants under tall, fitted, thigh-high black boots with red embroidery. The outfit is accented with a red, velvety, Renaissance-style shoulder cape flung back over the right shoulder.
Okay, Ezio.
It's tied with decorative red tasseled cords that are strung over his left side.
Very good.
He's wearing a necklace over his shirt with a large red gemstone set into a dish-shaped pendant. He's got his wedding band around his left wrist, just under the ties for the waistcoat sleeves, and he's got a few rings on his fingers. He's wearing a few sets of earrings long as pointed ears. His goatee is trimmed neatly, though there's some of that ever-present scruff along the sides, despite the stylist's best efforts. And his hair is swept back with some of that, I spent hours making sure it looks like I just rolled out of bed, artful tousling. And I do have an image for this. Let me just pull this up real quick.
Elliot's amazing at this.
He's a fancy lad.
Elliot, I'm making hard hands at the microphone.
Yeah, I'll probably need to. I commissioned him to do a full thing for Jill. I'll probably need to commission him to do a full companion piece for Max later. He looks great.
He stands that, and his cape swishes back over his shoulder as he looks at the three of you coming in.
Is it outfits for everyone else time?
Outfits time.
Do you want to save Jillian for last or go first?
I kind of want to save Jill for last, yeah.
That's okay. All right. Arturos and Wynn, what are you wearing right now?
You want to go first, Artie, or me?
I think we should go probably with the least detail, which is me.
All right.
Just because I know how much y'all love your fancy dress outfits. So Artie takes the opportunity to be the fanciest fish boy in the land. The first thing your eyes land on, of course, is his gorgeous face, painted in shimmering pearl and fine gold.
Ooh.
Eyes lined in dark kohl. His hair is artfully pulled back with fine freshwater pearls woven throughout, and his ears, for once, are bare. A stark contrast to the very high collar, like up to his jaw, high collar, of laced gold embroidered with mother of pearl all throughout. The lace starting, like I said, just under his jaw and swooping down to the end of his bare sternum.
Of course, he has to have that fish boy cleavage.
Yeah.
Fish boy cleavage!
Over his bare chest, over his right shoulder and arm, is a sheer iridescent cloth brooched with his, medallion of scrying, or anti-scrying. That thingy. He's gotta have it on him. And the cloth is clasped to his wrist and finger with a gold band and ring. And it drapes along his body. Y'all said Roman and I thought toga, and so this is basically an iridescent sheer toga.
Post your picture,
That's
post
cool.
your picture, post your picture.
I don't have a picture.
Oh, I
have
thought you
a
said you had a
doodle.
picture. Damn it. That works too. Doodle, 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 doodle.
And then his pants, to contrast, are a deep red, nearly black, that shimmer and reveal the sheen of scales in the light. They are tucked into a pair of equally dark boots with golden embroidery.
He is such a dashing fish man.
Sounds great.
He knows how to work it. This is the loosest of doodles, mind you.
Yeah, let's fucking see. Nice.
Very nice, very nice.
This is an audio medium, and so I focused on making sure that it could be described in words.
That's very good. I like the idea that as you all walked in, people rushed up to take your coats and cloaks and like outer robes, and these are basically being revealed one by one in very dramatic slow motion
Yeah,
like
fuck yeah.
flourishes.
Fuck yeah.
So the first person probably reached would simply be Artie, because the guard would come in first, of course. So he gets his big moment in the foyer, and this is all in slow motion as the cloak is coming off him.
And then, of course, the handmaiden comes in so that she can make sure that the trail and train and everything is ready to go.
And what is revealed as her outerwear comes off?
Well, Cacophony, whenever she acts as Cacophony, she's always kind of overindulgent. But as Wynn, she's actually kind of riding the line of being more plain and simple so that she can accentuate her lady as she's next to her.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's wearing these delicate white, well, slightly off-white, almost grayish cloths that are kind of held together by cords wrapped around her middle. And they drape down. There are high slits along both of her legs, and they kind of fall down in pleats in a cascade, both along the edges of her hips and down her middle, with the middle and hips both emphasized by little sparkling, almost diamonds or crystals in the shape of soft floral flowers.
Oh my goodness.
It's got a deep V, and then she's wearing a small capelet to go with it that's thrown over her shoulders. It's high-low, so it's higher in the front than it is in the back. And over the shoulders, those same soft cascading sparkles are kind of going down to the start of the cape. So it's overall simple, but it's understated, but still manages to make her look elegant. She's got her butch mullet kind of pushed back with...
Hell yeah. Like swept back?
Yeah, kind of swept back with two silver bands kind of holding it back and out of her face. But so you can still see the party on the back.
Fuck yes. What kind of jewelry you got?
Surprisingly, not that much. She's wearing a few strands of gold on her arms, and then she's got a few simple, the only real color on her is in her earrings. She's got some dangly earrings, and there's like a shot of ruby red in there.
Oh, love it.
Why does... I can only describe this as slutty Roman early Queen Elizabeth.
Yeah, it's very it's almost like slutty Greek, kind of.
Yeah.
Slutty toga.
Imagine if a colonnade, like a pillar at a ruin was slutty.
Yeah.
Mac, I love that we're both slutty toga bitches.
Slutty togas.
It's very good.
Understated, can move, but still pretty.
And really showing off those legs.
Yeah.
And last of all, steps forward, the handmaidens step forward and they take your cloak, Jilliana. What is revealed underneath?
Okay. This is, again, another thing I put together with Elliot Lange. I commissioned him for it. My initial design was based off some of the historical illustrations of Egyptian royalty, because I figured if Vodon has a lot of Roman influences, let's go full Anthony and Cleopatra in this shit. Elliot took that and ran with it. He's responsible for the colors and the fabrics in the final design. I just told him to just sort of do this up how he wanted, based on the initial. And I'll do my best to have this up on our Blue Sky and in our Discord shortly after this episode goes up. So, Jilliana usually wears a lot of earth tones, like greens and browns, simple stuff. Most often she's wearing stuff that's that same kind of patina green color as her Ethlin vestments, and I wanted to do a big contrast for that. So, she, tonight, is wrapped in layers of purple and white and gold. Her dress is this deep, rich purple in a velvety fabric with the slit that goes up almost to her hip, so that when she struts, you really get a great look at those adventurer's gams.
Excellent.
Hell yeah.
Over that is a lighter layer of smooth white Egyptian cotton that has a little bit of a sheen to it, with gold embroidery and tassels around the hem. And draped around, and over that is a final layer of sheer, soft, gauzy purple fabric with gold specks. The way the dress is arranged is, on top is a layer of the white cotton that is wrapped over one shoulder, and draped off the other shoulder is a layer of the gauzy fabric, so it gives her this deep V-neck with just this fantastic cleavage. She's got great tits. Jill's got the gold sash around her waist, but that's also accentuated by a second gold belt that's made up of linked metal plates that are maybe 2 inches by 3 inches each. And they all have these red gemstones set into the center. Hanging off of that is a larger plate with this decorative chain of gold coins that goes down to her ankles. Speaking of that, she's wearing gold sandals that have more coins along the top of the foot, and there are gold cuffs around her wrists. She's got the prayer beads looped on top of the cuff on her left wrist, and of course her right bicep has the wedding band on full display. Jewelry-wise, Jill's got an enormous 2-piece necklace with this wide gold collar choker around her throat, and a second wide necklace that drapes over her sternum, with another big red jewel set in the center. She's got gold plate earrings set with red gems and red tassels. Her hair's been braided back and decorated with, again, gold cuffs. And they've been gathered into these 5 small buns that are arranged around her head, kind of like a crown or like a halo. And each bun is set with these pointed gold combs, so it looks like there's kind of a sunburst around her head. Her makeup has also been done up with gold and red eyeshadow. Her brows are done up dark. And I want to emphasize something, that when Max met Jill at Space Prom back on Providence Bay, she was in a cute dress she bought with her savings, with her hair and her nails done up by her friends. She was anxious as hell. She'd never been kissed. And this is not that woman. She's been pampered for 2 days, done up by people whose entire livelihood is to dress and primp the wealthy in the finest fabrics available. She's still nervous, but she's powerful. She's still kind of pissed off about this whole situation. And honestly, also, this woman fucks.
This woman has had a sex.
The old Juliana can't come to the phone anymore. Why? 'Cause she's dead. This Jill fucks.
Picture.
Yeah. I just think it's important to emphasize that Max has never seen Juliana look like this before.
Yes, a babe!
God, every time I see this picture, I am floored.
The expression that we worked on is basically, oh, this fucking guy.
This is incredible.
The gold eyeshadow is probably my favorite.
It's
I
so
gotta
badass.
say, the chains of coins and the 3D-ness of them is my favorite.
It turns out that Elliot finds just painting metal relaxing.
I don't understand that as an artist.
Me neither. He loves it. Works well for me. I was like, you do whatever as long as you're having fun.
God.
Fucking go off.
Okay, so when this vision of you three hotties appear in front of Max,
We're definitely like walking, right?
We are devastatingly hot as we enter this room.
And we are
Yeah.
strutting.
We are strong.
Yes.
This is basically a fucking runway.
Max actually gasps a little bit. Like you can hear a faint intake of breath from this man, and his jaw hangs open for a good little moment.
Yeah. That's the shit.
I don't think he has anything to say. I think he is actually a little staggered.
Caught up in the moment, I think Jill is going to waltz right up to him, look him up and down. Like, you look nice.
His mouth closes. His mouth opens again. He blinks. He says, "Thank you, dearest wife. You look astonishing. And you too do." And he catches himself as if he remembers he's not supposed to address the servants, and bows his head just a little bit like a barest acknowledgement, and then turns back to Jill. "Annie, you know how with that V-neck everything is on display, and he is looking straight down."
Yeah, that's true. She does come up to his shoulder.
Max reaches down and takes your hands, Jill.
Does he kiss the hand? Does he kiss the hand?
Funny you mention that. I think he takes a knee and kisses her hands.
Oh. Her composure breaks a bit at that, and she definitely, blushes. I think while his head might be turned down, she definitely, like, steals a glance back at the others, like, with her eyes gestures down at Max's outfit and mouths the word, "Oh my goddess."
Wynn gives a thumbs up. She then jabs Artie with her elbow.
Huh? What? I wasn't distracted.
What do you think about Max's look?
He needs tighter pants.
Wynn kind of shrugs at that and kind of nods and says, I can see it.
Max stands up, and Juliana, you get that experience of a tall person going from below your head height to just going up and up and up until
Yep.
you're at their chest. The one you
Yep.
know well.
Yep.
Before either of you can say anything further, a person who's dressed up in bright robes and carrying a horn of some kind, like a trumpet made of an animal horn, approaches and says, Your Highness, one in turn to Max and then you, Jill. If you would follow me, please.
She's going to fumble a little because she's like, "Oh, am I supposed to take his arm? Do I?" Like, she sort of reaches up.
Right.
Like, "Oh, do I take your..."
Max offers his elbow as soon as he sees you starting to fumble.
Okay, great. She will slip her hand into his arm.
Fantastic. So the inside of this foyer is... the walls are made of stone and the doors are made of metal, and there are chairs around the outside with a couple of small doors that servants are bustling in and out of. The herald goes up to one such double door, and a pair of doormen open it, and he starts to lead you through. This fellow, you figure, is in fact a herald. The walk is at least 5 minutes. It's through a kind of a maze of halls that the herald just takes turns left and right through. Every now and then you'll come to another pair of double doors, and there are just 2 people there at the door each time to open and close them. The place is somehow lit. It feels like there should be more crystal here, but the ceiling is almost translucent, and there is light coming from said ceiling, kind of filtering through in a haze, as if the ceiling is in fact crystalline and there are lights atop it. So it's kind of eerie in a way. Finally, you come to one last pair of doors that open, and as you step through them, a cool breeze hits you, and you're in an outdoor area.
What?
It's a dark garden with trees and hedges and low fences. Crickets chirp. There are torches and braziers with small, heatless fires, presumably magic, scattered around. Stars twinkle distantly in the sky. And you follow a line of low hedges towards the brightest light. And the herald calls out, "Their Royal Highnesses, Maximilian and Juliana Volkaren." And you step forward. You are standing, the 4 of you, in a large open space, surrounded by many people. And as you come in to salute, you see most of them, who are at the front, saluting you with that same hand over the chest motion. Max whispers, "Don't salute back," but he does it himself.
Wynn, being a servant, does do it back.
Juliana smiles.
She nudges Artie to do it back as well.
Artie kind of nudges her to put her hand down. No, I'm not in the military. No.
Yeah, Artie, I think with your experience, you'll know that you guys are civilians. You should not be doing
Okay.
the salute.
Oh, okay, then Wynn doesn't do it after Artie nudges her.
There is a massive wooden parquet dance floor, at least 60 feet in diameter, raised a foot off the ground, and everyone is circled around that. At one end of it, a band is warming up. The air is cool, and it smells like roasted food. On the edges of the dance floor surrounding it are tents, pavilions, and a couple of small wooden buildings. There are some with seats to watch the dance floors, and others are closed off so that you can go inside and be in private. Beyond those, you see tables in the grass set with beautiful cutlery. But this isn't even the most amazing part, because you see the moon is hanging over your heads.
Okay, I mean, we saw stars, so there probably would be a moon? What do you mean?
Like, it's really close to us?
You step forward and realize the moon is not, like, as far up as the stars. There is something that looks like the moon, at least 100 feet up, bright enough even to see by.
Ooh, that's awesome.
So it's like an enormous floating globe?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just hanging there in the sky. It's not illuminating a ceiling of any kind, but you are definitely indoors, but you're outdoors.
Oh. Juliana keeps trying and failing to keep her eyes forward and her expression more serene, but she keeps darting her head around.
Hey, Wynn, that's not an anglerfish, right? You don't have those on land?
No, that seems to be the moon, but magicked closer.
Okay, it's not going to eat us then?
It's not going to eat us. We're good.
Okay.
Probably. Unless there's, like, an assassin or something, but I don't think so.
What?
Oh no, not again.
What is this? What are they doing? How did they do this? She is going to, like, murmur up to Max.
Well, we do have some pretty nice magics here.
I mean, it's just it's incredible. I mean, that globe especially. I mean, I don't know how they're doing it. It's actually glowing like moonlight. That's ridiculous.
I've never seen anything like it in all of Wild Space. I think it's a leftover from when the city was raised.
Wow. Wait, it's like an old artifact? Wow.
I think.
It's beautiful.
Juliana, you don't see this, but Arturos and Wynn, you see Max turn his head to look down at Jill, and he says,
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's beautiful.
Yeah!
No!
Yeah! The best trope!
Hooray! He did the thing!
Oh, he did the thing.
When in fact leans to Artie and she mouths doing message and goes, "Oh my god, he did the thing."
Oh my gosh.
Artie, like, has secondhand embarrassment
Oh no.
for the first time in his life. Why does this? Why? I've done so many weird sexual things. Why does this make me?
It's because it's vulnerable, Artie.
I can see what's happening. They don't have a clue.
Who?
They'll fall in love, and here's the bottom line. Our party's down to 2.
So, as this is going on, numerous people approach your party of 4, which is not going down to a party of 2. And
just as long as it doesn't go down to a party for 1.
Party for 1! If you don't care about me.
If you don't care about me. I'll just dance for myself.
Back on my beat.
Anyway, please continue.
You were saying, Anna?
you are all introduced to a flurry of people. Verdoni, tall and short, all sizes in between, all heights in between, all stages of dress, but all of them very fancy, introduce to you, shake your hand, say, "Congratulations, well done." You try to memorize their faces and names for the first couple. That no chance, no hope. There are so many of them. In the dimness of the evening, it's not easy to make out their faces super clearly either.
Yeah, there's like 24 noble families or something, right?
Something like that. And let's say each of them sent
Ugh.
10 people, minimum.
Oh no. How does Max do?
Max names most of them and says, "Hello, name, how's it going?"
I would like to do a nobility
Incredible.
check. I feel like Artie could probably remember them.
So, Ria, a while back, we discussed that Arturos isn't great at really understanding mammalian biology, right?
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know if he'd be able to tell all these different people apart. I think they'd look all the same to him.
They are all Vidoni, aren't they?
Yeah.
But would they all have different outfits?
Yes, they would.
Then they all have different shinies, correct?
Okay. Roll intelligence.
Oh, that's rude.
So you won't be able to recognize them like tomorrow.
Yeah, no, definitely not tomorrow.
This number, up to a maximum of 21, which I believe is your +1, will say basically how many total you can remember tonight.
Artie remembers 11.
Cool. You could point out and name 11 different people at this.
They're all the hottest people.
You only notice the hot ones.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Giuliana, you hear a lot of questions being asked. Very, very basic conversation as the introductions happen. They say, mostly variations on "Congratulations on your wedding. It's wonderful to meet you, Your Highness.
Thank you. Great to meet you too.
I'm very sorry about your father."
Thank you, my late father. Goddess rest his soul.
They're mostly talking to Max. They're not really talking so much to you. I think you look a little too intimidating.
What? I'm shorter than most of the people in this room.
Yeah, but you're also buffer.
That is
And with
true.
more scars.
I could bench press them. A lot of these wolves.
There's definitely, you definitely get a slight feeling of otherness here. Most of them greet Max and give you a bow or a curtsy or a salute or something like that.
Great, then Jillian will just keep awkwardly smiling.
Mm-hmm.
When in doubt, smile and curtsy.
Mm-hmm.
Basically.
Or incline my head, I guess.
Now, Juliana, give me... Actually, all three of you, give me a wisdom check, please.
Oh no.
No,
Oh,
not
no.
wisdom. Insight, specifically. Apologies.
Okay, insight.
Still not great.
21.
26.
5.
Okay. So, Arturos,
Uh-huh.
this is a really boring part of it. You're enjoying seeing all the hot people, but their
Uh-huh.
words don't really interest you. They all basically come to, Sorry about your father. Congratulations on your wedding.
Sorry about you killing your dad.
Wynn and Juliana, both of you, you're kind of zoned out, but after a moment you do catch one person dropping in a strange comment, which is perfectly understandable for any other time, but it's not something you've heard amongst the nobility. And it simply is, my, how about that weather we're having lately?
Thieves can't, bitch!
It's not thieves can't.
Ooh.
But it is different.
Oh my god, these people are British.
And Max says, at least the humidity's not too bad, which is a blatant lie because the humidity has been fucked. And the woman standing there says, with the gods' help, it'll clear up soon, and goes on her way with a smile.
Wynn takes special note of this woman.
And so is Artie for different reasons.
Juliana squints up at Max.
Max looks down at you, Jill, and he just gives you a very slight nod.
She will try to give a slight nod back and look elsewhere.
Mm-hmm. After about 15 minutes, the crowd of people wanting to meet you thins out, and you can finally move again.
Not that they actually wanted to meet me.
Yeah, no. The herald announces that the dancing will take place. Will their royal highnesses give us the first dance?
Well, I did practice in a dressing room for this.
Max beams a smile to the crowd and says down to you under his voice, fantastic, because I was practicing in my own.
What, seriously? Because I was just having Wynn lead me around some steps.
It's been a minute and I'm nervous. Fight me. As you step on the stage, he actually says under his breath, no, actually, don't fight me. You'd kill me.
I would actually kick your ass.
Do you want to put on a show for them?
A show? What do you have in mind?
Remember the dance I taught you a while back?
On the Kestrel?
On the Kestrel.
Editor's note, see Side Story 3, Dance With Me. Jill flushes a little. Like, I seem to recall that one.
Then Max gestures the herald over, whispers something in his ear, and then turns back to you. And you see behind him that the herald goes over to the conductor of the band and whispers something in their ear. And the constructor strikes up an old tune that you have only heard before once from Max humming it.
Okay, well, if I fall flat on my face, this is your fault.
Jill?
Uh-huh.
I'd like you to roll a performance check, please.
Oh God!
Oh, do I have a way
Since
to
I
help?
practiced this morning, can I do it with advantage?
I was actually going to say, because you have Max helping you, you have advantage.
Oh God! Thoughts and prayers, everybody, for my -1 charisma on a performance roll.
Prayers are thrown at you.
Oh boy!
Can we do anything to assist?
She already has advantage.
How's a 13?
I think you can do better than a 13. Do you want to spend your inspiration to change reality and roll again?
God! You know what? I think.
Oh, I know what I can do. Also, on top of that, Wynn meets Jill's eyes as she moves forward, and she gives her a nod.
Uh-huh.
Bardic inspiration as well.
Bardic inspiration.
Add 1d8.
1d8 now?
Yeah.
Okay, fingers crossed, high roll, no whammies. 8! That goes up to a 21!
That takes it up to a 21. Very good. And that's without burning your inspiration.
Yeah!
Yay!
Fuck yeah, thank you, Wynn!
You feel wobbly at first, but then your best friend gives you the nod, and empowered by her faith in you, it all comes rushing back, and you put on a show for them.
Oh, fuck yes!
There is twirling, there is dipping. A lot of it is basically spent with your chest pressed against his, and there is boob squish on full display because that's what the people want to see.
So much cleavage.
You feel like, for a moment, you feel something you haven't felt in a long time. Like, you and Max are partners. you're together in this. This dance you're doing together, for once you feel like you're actually on the same page, moving the same ways together.
Oh my gosh. Are we also kind of like grinning at each other as we're making this thing work?
I can see some mad grins coming over your faces.
Excellent.
The dance comes to a close as the band strikes up its finale. And Jill, tell me about the pose that the dance ends on.
I seem to recall from the side story is that it's got very like Mask of Zorro vibes here.
It's a bit slutty.
It's kind of slutty. It's a very deep dip. One of Max's hands is lifting Jill's leg up by the thigh, and we're gonna say it's the one on the side with the slit.
Perfect.
It has to be.
It has to be. He is basically supporting her weight, and her arms are like wrapped around him, like clutching him tightly. Their faces, as the dance ends, are very close to each other as they are breathing pretty hard. There's a little sheen of sweat. It's a very active dance.
Win and Artie, as the dance ends, you hear murmurs among the nobility around you, saying things more or less to the effect of, holy crap, a foreigner just did a traditional dance perfectly. That's impressive.
Win smirks a little.
I was like, what? Like it's hard?
Jill thinks to herself, put on a show.
Oh, does she? Does she?
It is hard to tell who closes that distance first.
I agree.
There is a mutual lean in, and it is impossible to tell who is leaning in first.
We can't say for sure. To this day, no one quite knows who kissed first.
No one quite knows. But there is, at last, there's a kiss. There is a very powerful kiss there.
And this kiss has something mighty real about it. There may be something there that wasn't there before.
Say. Yeah, because like the first time they kissed was when Max surprised her and was like, I'm so fucking sorry. And then there was just like, he was drugged out and he was like, no, kiss Miss Husband. And she gave him a quick peck. And then there's this one. It thirsty. It hungry.
Yes. There is applause, and Max breaks contact with you, Jill, helps you stand up, and then starts to clap himself and turns to face the band to thank them and gives you a little nudge to do so as well.
Juliana definitely seems a little dizzy, but applauds in the vague direction of the band as well.
Yeah. I'd say as you step down, there is a sound of shoes on timber as the nobility filter around you onto the dance floor.
Wow. You know what? I feel like punch? Is there punch?
Max says, I'm sure there's something to drink. I think he gestures to some servant who's standing around somewhere, says something quietly to them, and they lead you, and the servant leads you all to basically a tent with refreshments.
Juliana's a little shocked.
One follows along, makes sure that the punch is saying, and then is there to take the glass after Jill finishes it.
Artie definitely does a poison test a couple times.
Huh. That went better than I thought it would.
Yeah, you did really well. I can't believe you remembered it so cleanly.
What? Like it's hard?
Sure. They definitely liked the kiss at the end.
Juliana looks down into her glass and just kind of hides behind it. She's like, yeah, that was good convincing.
They're so fucking stupid.
So fucking stupid.
Wynn mouths something, doing a message to Max, and she says, just admit your feelings, bozo!
Sha-la-la-la-la-la, my.
And then Wynn pretends that she did nothing of the sort and casually leans against Artie and gossips with him. So you notice those hot people.
Max's eyes flick to Wynn, and he says, I'm sorry, Shilwyn, what did you message to me just then?
Juliana looks up, her head just whips around to Win, eyes wide, like, hey, what the fuck did you do?
Win goes, admit your feelings, Max.
You know them to be true.
Jilwyn!
Max says, my feelings? I am very grateful to have my head thanks to you all.
I mean, your feelings for Jill.
She gestures to him. See? Yeah, that's his feelings, alright?
Feelings of, and she pats at her chest. Love.
When we're in private, we don't have to put on a show anymore.
It's not a show, Max, and we all know it's not a show. Admit it to yourself.
Jilwyn, are you serious? Can you not? Jilwyn?
I'm doing it.
I would like to say that I am not endorsing this, simply because I don't think it's the time.
That's fair. It might not be the time, might not be dramatically appropriate. But think about it, Max.
Jill groans and is like, you don't have to think about it. I am sorry about them.
Think about it, Max.
I am very sorry.
There is a voice from the flap of the tent, and it's a high, bubbly voice that says, there sure is a lot to think about tonight, isn't there? And it is, in fact, the woman who said the thing about the weather to Max.
Juliana freezes, flushes, because that's deeply embarrassing, and clamps her mouth shut.
When casually turns around.
I will describe her for you.
Please do.
She is a Vidoni woman, a little shorter than Max. She's in a tunic that goes down to her ankles, which is a dark emerald green with golden patterns embroidered onto the hems. Over her shoulders and upper arms, she's wearing a shawl that's like unnaturally white, which has a golden hem studded with little gold pendants that go clink. And that's all secured around her waist with a silver sash. There's an empty dagger sheath hanging from her sash on a fine chain. It's all jewel encrusted. Her hands and wrists and neck are all practically dripping with gold and gems, and her facial piercings are similarly glinting with precious stones.
Is she hot?
Yes.
Yep.
Ah. Wife dearest, please allow me to introduce the Duchess of Gorth.
Gorf? How is that?
Gorth.
Okay.
He says, she's from one of the noble families that one of our city's wages is named for. And the lady curtsies and says, please, call me Tabitha.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
The pleasure is all mine, Your Highness.
I think you're the first person who's actually directly addressed me all night.
There's a first time for everything.
Right.
Your Highness, I was wondering, and she's talking to you, Juliana. Would it be so terrible if I was to steal your husband for a dance? We're old friends and we have so much to catch up on. Max says, Tabitha, that won't be necessary. She's in the know. And the Duchess of Gorth freezes. Her smile doesn't go anywhere. It just freezes stiff for a second. And then relaxes and she says, I see. And the servants too?
Wynn gives a thumbs up.
I mean, I could steal a dance.
That's not what they mean, Adi.
Oh.
And Tabitha says, ah, I see. And kind of ignores the talking of the servants. Okay then, shall we retreat further into the gardens? And she actually walks to the tent and simply reaches down and lifts up one of the back of it to like expose to make an exit.
Yeah, totally. Sure. Yes? Husband?
Yeah, I've got a report in. Let's go.
Yeah.
Tabitha leads you underneath. You go further into the gardens, into kind of like a back area. It's not quite a maze, but there are hedges and they form shapes, but they're not difficult to navigate through. The moon overhead helps you see, even if the hedges are a little high for your comfort just because of height difference. After a while, you come to a small clearing and there are a few young pine trees with some benches. Tabitha kind of sits at one of the benches, and there's another one across from her that's only a few feet away. It's kind of like a sitting area, and she gestures to it. All right, Your Highness. The bubbliness has gone from her voice, and she says, Why don't you tell me everything? Jemjammer is performed by Annie Creighton, Anna Emmeline, Rio Rios, and Mackenzie Weaver, and is edited by Jake Mason. Our cover art is by Canary Witch, who can be found at canarywitch.carrd.co, and our character design is by Rio Rios, who can be found at rios.com. Our opening and closing music is by Saad Akhtar Ali. For bonus content, such as Jilliana's private diary, behind-the-scenes homebrew stuff, and other features from our other shows, I Will Fight You and Date Me Dammit, our Patreon has it all from only $1 a month at patreon.com/thejemjam. Thank you so very much for listening. Stay safe out there, and we'll catch you next time. Rio, that's very good. That's excellent.
That's very good.
I really wanted to emphasize the titty.
It's a lot
That's
of titty.
a lot of titty.
That's tits for days.
Listen, as a person with much titty, yes.
Everyone, happy session 69.
Nice.
Nice.
We did
Nice,
it, kids.
Nice to all of us.
Hey,
Happy
Jake.
session 69, Jake!
Hey, Jake, I'm sick again. So sorry for any coughing, sneezing.
Sir, no.
No, sir knows. Yeah, sorry for any of those.
Sorry, Jake, if you hear any extra cat stuff, I'm going to try to mute it, but Hubert, for some reason, has decided he loves the microphone. I guess he wants to be a podcaster. He's not a good one.
Podcaster. Jake, I'm not sorry for anything.
Ooh.